yesterday, just that chip on your shoulder, everyone talking about a neutral AFC Championship game, not even thinking about you guys. How much did that motivate you coming into this?
You better send those refunds.
I'm from the city where they gotta play us. Fuck a coin flip, it's time to pay up. Don't cross the middle, 21 in the cut. We ain't hiding from nobody, run and tell them it's up. I'm from the city where they gotta play us. Fuck a coin flip, it's time to pay up. Don't cross the middle, 21 in the cut. We ain't hiding from nobody, run and tell them it's up. Back-to-back champs, kings of the north with it. Thinking they can hang with us, still ain't jumped out the porch with it. Long bomb to chase every Sunday, watch him go and get it. Double up on him, then we gon' double down on T. Higgins. Then throw Boyd in the mix, now you really iffy. Every Sunday showing boys how to really gritty. They try to shuffle up the game on us, but they ain't icky. Flip the coin, kick the toe, Roger to go and get it. Never know what's gonna happen when Joe drop back. He get shiesty in the pocket, I get shiesty on the track. Nobody on the team all pro, that's all cap. Most all around team in the NFL, that's all fact. Ain't came across nobody yet that seem like they can hang with us. They said we couldn't be Buffalo, but see how we call they bluff. Underdogs every week, they keep on trying to label us. Put your money on us, even if Vegas don't favor us. No matter what, we really came up, now it's hard to fail. I dare you come across that middle, Von gon' ring your bell. I know we under they skin, them boys built frail. Eli Apple out there chirping like a next tail. You don't want Salmon Trey to come off them ends. Rita clogging up the middle like a big body Benz. Right behind them Logan and Pratt, the turnover twins. Jesse Bates in the backfield just to clean up the loose ends. We just drafted Cam and drafted Hill. Instant gratification every time that they on the field. We can't go back to what we was, cause that's the loser way. It's been hard to...
Welcome to Reds and Brews, Bengals and Brews, Red Bengal Brew.
Reds and Rheingeist?
I don't know. No. We're just doing stuff over here. Mo Egger should be joining us here in the next few minutes. Who date everybody in the chat. Like the Reds need a shortened version, like, and this one belongs to the Reds. Like that's at the end of a game thing.
ATOBTTR, it's a little rough to say.
There's just go Reds, go Reds.
Mm-hmm. That's it. Go Redlegs.
Go Reds. Say it like I can see almost naked. Go Reds.
A little water boy action.
Yeah, why not, right? Derek's over there. He's supposed to be in the show. He's over there just chatting in the comments with the sore balls. Poor guy.
He's hurting.
He blew a nut, apparently, over the 4th of July weekend.
He gets a pass. Maybe a firework hit it. I don't know. He hasn't really told us.
How do you blow a nut over the 4th of July weekend? That's the real question.
I don't know. Love you, Derek.
I blew a tire. I blew a nut. Yeah. So that's more ammo for you, Crip. Derek blew a nut. That's why he's not on here right now. And Shelly, I missed you too, Shelly. I got your sweet son James on here again. He hasn't been on here for a while.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
I missed his face, his beautiful headband now. He's part of the headband gang.
Courtesy of...
I still got one under here.
Hey, courtesy of Bengals and Bourbon. If you want one, get with him. He can customize them.
Yeah, praying for the nuts, Matt Walker says. And then Derek says something I can't... What? But getting a nut by saying nut? Yeah. Yeah, it has nothing to do with me. Not for lack of effort.
Oh.
What's up, Kevin? What's up, Darth? Quick. Yeah, man.
Love it.
Now we're just gotta hope Mo shows. Like he had a show, so he was saying, he's only gonna have about 15 minutes. I figure we'll talk some Bengals. Haven't had Jimmy / James.
Reds.
Yeah, we're gonna talk some Reds. We'll talk some Bengals after.
Yes.
Since we haven't had you. But yeah, we're gonna talk some Reds first with Mo when it gets on. And here he is. Speaking of perfect, the man with just perfect timing.
Look at that.
He tells you it's going to be a time. It's going to be that time. It's Mo Egger. What a professional. What's up, buddy?
How you doing, guys? What's going on?
We're excited about the Reds. So we're Bengals and Brews, but we've got you in here. We got to talk some Reds. They're on a heater. So I know you don't have a lot of time.
All good.
I want to jump right in with the two-parter based on where the All-Star game selections just came in. Diaz, he was the only Red selected. So would you pitch him? I doubt the Reds really have a say. It's probably a dream of his. He's probably going to pitch. But if you had to say, would you have him not pitch because he's been pitching so much lately? And then who's your biggest snub for the All-Star game as a Cincinnati Red?
Well, far be it for me to root for somebody to not live the dream of appearing in an All-Star game. And so I hope Alexis Diaz pitches for a couple of different reasons. First of all, because as of now, him being the only all-star, if you want to watch the broadcast and hear the story of this team be told, you have a better chance of that happening if the only Reds player in the game actually appears in the game. So I think to a degree that's kind of the fun part of the All-Star game, right? Especially if you root for a good team. At some point they talk about the season that your team is having. And so if no Red plays in the game, are they going to talk much about the Reds? Secondly, he's deserving of an opportunity to pitch in it. Far be it for me to root for him to not get that chance. If you're going to root for somebody to be an all-star, and obviously there's one guy from every team, but if you're going to make the case that somebody should be an all-star, then you have to be okay with them appearing in it. Secondly, it's not like he's going to pitch to more than maybe 3 batters. If he gets into trouble, they're going to pull him. It's not like they're going to leave him out there to throw 35, 40 pitches.
Right.
He will not have pitched the day before. He's not going to pitch the next 2 days. I kind of view it as Alexis Diaz is going to get some work on Tuesday, hopefully. If not, then depending on if he appears in the game on Sunday, you might be playing on Friday with him not having worked in 4 days or 5 days or maybe 6 days. So, yeah, I'm rooting for him to get in the game. I don't really spend all that much time on all-star snubs for the simple fact that if you think a guy should have been an all-star, you should have spent more time voting him in. But I think if you had to boil it down to the Red who had the best case, you would say Spencer Steer. He's been with the team all season long. He's been consistent. He's been versatile. He's had a number of big hits. The numbers might not wow you, but as cool as it would have been to see Matt McLain go, as much as you can make the case for him, as much as I think understanding that the All-Star game is an exhibition that showcases or should showcase the most electrifying players, I think you could have made a case for Ellie De La Cruz. But if you were to go by the numbers and put a premium on players who have been in the big leagues all year long, I think Spencer Steer had the best argument, and I would have loved for him to get to the All-Star game because I sort of feel like here he's, through no fault of his own, a little bit overlooked, right?
Yeah, somehow.
I mean, so I think it would have been cool for an overlooked player locally to get some run nationally had he gone to the All-Star game. And who knows, maybe because of injury, that sort of thing will still happen.
Absolutely. I feel like he deserved it. He's just been a ball of fire. And like you said, it's the whole season long. That's no knock on the other guys, but the whole season long. You know, he's done it all season consistently. That's the biggest thing.
You said the key word there, consistently. Like, he has been so consistent all year. He hasn't really had those slumps this year.
No, he hasn't had those slumps, and they've sort of jerked with him a little bit in terms of where he's going to play. And that's not a criticism. It's just he's played third, he's played first. They've put him in the outfield. He's DH'd. He's sort of just been a peg that you could jam into wherever you have an opening based on who else is available or who else is coming off the injured list. And yeah, I mean, he was during this period of time where they bring up McLain and Abbott and then ultimately Ellie De La Cruz, Spencer Steer was the rookie of the month in the month of May. Mm-hmm. And, let's be honest, he obviously got a cup of coffee last year. It's not like his performances in September wowed you. We went into the season wondering, what's his role on the team? Does he have a role on the team? And how long is he going to have that role on the team based on who could be called up? And now he's an almost indispensable member of this team, even if we really haven't pinpointed specifically long-term where he's going to play. I would have loved to have seen him get a chance to be in the All-Star game. And who knows, maybe it would happen. But I think the weirdness of that, he's talked about so little here that if he were to get a spot in the All-Star game, I think that would have been pretty cool.
Let's pivot over to CES. Mm-hmm. So when do you think he's going to be called up? And if he is called up, ultimately, who's that odd man out?
I think those are both really good questions. I first of all, there is a part of me that wonders, and I'm not the first person who has done this. How touchable is he? Right?
Yeah.
How touchable is he? I mean, so you can't bang on the table and say the Reds should be aggressive at the deadline and then say no to any number of players that get brought up as a potential trade chip. Uh-huh. And I brought this up on my show maybe 2 weeks ago. It was it was just thrown out there by C. Trent Rosecrans of The Athletic. Maybe they'll think about trading Jonathan India, not on July 31st, but maybe they would ultimately trade him. Nobody liked that.
Right.
If you bring up trading, obviously any number of guys, they're not going to trade Ellie. They're not going to trade McLean. They're not going to trade Andrew Abbott. They're not going to trade Spencer Steer at this point. They're not going to trade Alexis Diaz. There's only so many guys that you could say, no, we're not going to trade before you can no longer be aggressive. Mm-hmm. And so, people say, I want the Reds to be aggressive. And then I don't want to trade these 12 guys. It's like, do you understand the meaning of the word aggressive? And so let's say that they deem Christian Encarnacion Strand untouchable. Where is the line? Who's the guy? Who's the first touchable guy? Is it Noelvi Marte?
Yes.
Who's probably a ways away from being here? But again, there are a lot of teams that they're willing to make a trade and they want a younger player, but they also want somebody who they think is ready now. Is Noelvi Marte ready now? Who is the first touchable player? And if it's not CES, who is it? And so, all right, do you maximize his value by not bringing him to the big leagues and not exposing him and whatever faults he may have? Do you increase his value if he gets here and he produces, and then suddenly teams are like, yeah, he's big league ready. But then if he does that, are you more likely to say, well, actually, no, he could hit big league pitching. We're not going to trade him. So I think he's fascinating in terms of who the odd man out is. In terms of when he's going to get here, my guess is before July 31st. I find it hard to believe if he is indeed not going to be traded that the entire month of July is going to come and go with him not here, mostly because a lot of injuries are still going to happen, right?
Yep.
So at some point, nobody wants to hear this. Somebody's going to get hurt, and it's going to maybe force the issue. What I think is really interesting, though, is as we move into the second half of the season, how much of the shortening schedule, how much of that will negate the need for three catchers?
Yes.
Kurt Casale and Luke Maley have both provided a hell of a service. Their service is experienced, backup, reliable catcher to offset Tyler Stevenson and to give them more of a chance to have Tyler do other things. Well, first of all, they're not having Tyler Stevenson play first base anymore.
Right.
He's either DHing or he's catching. So we've eliminated one thing that Tyler at the beginning of the year was going to do. Also, I think the idea behind not catching Tyler all that much at the beginning of the season was this team's not going to be very good. Why burn them behind the plate if they're not going to be very good? Well, things change. Now the team is pretty good. Are you better with him catching more? And how much of him catching more then lessens the need for an extra catcher? Luke Maley has also been better than I think people would have expected him to be offensively. I at some point, I know they've cycled through, Stuart Fairchild has come up and been sent down, and Will Benson started up and then got sent down, and now you're not going to send him anywhere. At some point, you look at the catcher's position and go, okay, do we really need three, or do we make somebody else the DH when Stevenson is usually DHing? And is that CES? I don't know that they'll stick to the three catcher plan. I don't know that they won't, but things have changed this season. A, again, Stevenson's not playing first base, and B, the team is pretty good. So does that mean you want Tyler Stevenson catching more in an effort to win the division this year? And then, all right, if he's going to catch more, just look at the numbers. Kurt Casale is an offensive zero.
Yes.
It just, him, provides veteran leadership and is good at calling games. Everybody loves Kurt Casale. Maley's been better. Mm-hmm. So Casale then becomes the odd man out, and I'm getting an offensive upgrade, and I'm not really losing all that much behind the plate because Tyler Stevenson's going to catch more.
Well, and you still have in AAA, right? Is it Chucky Robinson or whatever that's starting to pick it up some?
Sure.
So, in a pinch, if you needed a catcher at some point later, it's good to have that, in your back pocket. Now, I'm going to also pivot here while we got you for a few more minutes. Mm-hmm. The draft is coming up here over the All-Star break. I don't know how much you've really paid attention to that or what you think. I know there's a big five studs apparently. A few college players and then a couple of high schoolers. I've seen a lot. The Reds are picking 7, so it's like they may miss out on all that. But
Mm-hmm.
I think ultimately, if they can try to say, hey, we can give you more money, they're trying to, I think, get one of those top 5. But just where do you see them going? Maybe catcher, outfield, pitcher? What's your most likely maybe spot they're going to attack? Or does it just depend? Best player, they're going to take it. And
best player, I mean, for me, what I would be interested in, and I say this from the standpoint of somebody who has spent 0 time studying the draft.
It's fair.
They've promoted Ashcraft, Green, and Lodolo. Connor Phillips is on the come. Christian Rowe is going to be here hopefully sometime reasonably soon. We talked about how sort of middle infield heavy they are in the farm system. It feels like they could use some depth in the farm system with pitchers and with guys who can get to the big leagues pretty quickly. So I'm really interested in which college pitchers they could add in this draft. Guys who are maybe 2 years away from the big leagues, because they're getting by right now with the starting pitching not being very good. Just call it what it is. It'll hopefully get better with trades, and then Hunter Green comes back and Nick Lodolo comes back. But there's an okay chance that between now and 2 years from now, maybe there's a significant injury. Maybe there's a trade. If this team isn't going to go the free agent route and spend big money, they're going to have a constant, steady stream of big league ready pitching that gets promoted through the system. That starts with the draft. And to me, it starts with pitchers coming out of college who are closer to the big leagues than guys maybe coming out of high school. And so what they can do in terms of that in the entirety of the draft, not just with the 7th overall pick, I think is pretty interesting.
And I think that last year they ended up picking 18 out of 22 were from college, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So they're really leaning towards those ready in a year type of guys instead of ready in 4 years.
Which does that start to flip now that they have so many that are here now? Do they want the maybe longer term?
Yeah, I think they're always gonna lean toward the most talented guys. They're always gonna lean toward, certainly early in the draft, the most signable guys, the most talented guys. But yeah, I mean, I think you want a nice mix. But again, if what they're doing is really going to work, meaning there's no longer these long stretches where they're non-competitive, they're going to have a really strong, steady stream of big league ready pitchers who come through the system.
Yeah.
And, does that mean you rule out a high school pitcher? Of course not. Would you rule out Hunter Green? No.
Right.
But the Andrew Abbott types, even he's a positional guy. Matt McClain was drafted 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And now, I mean, he could be the rookie of the year this year. I sort of feel like for the specific direction the Reds are trying to go long term, that adding as much, post-college talent as possible would be something that I would put a premium on.
Well, we got our degenerate gambler, Derek Davis, a.k.a. Wings Arrow here. So I don't know how much you gamble or keep up on odds or this, that, and the other. But, Derek, you have to have a good degenerate gambling question for Mo about maybe tonight's game at least.
Yeah, first time, long time. I was just coming in to ask you, if you had to place one bet tonight, what would it be?
You place like 8, don't
I 11 actually tonight.
Cool.
One bet anywhere?
Anywhere as far as the Reds go.
As far as the game tonight.
Yeah.
I will go TJ Friedel. I'm gonna guess it's 1.5 hits against Josiah Gray. I'll go over.
Okay.
I think he gets a couple of knocks tonight.
Yeah, my favorite one tonight was they got Ashcraft for 3.5 outs or 3.5 strikeouts. I thought that one looked pretty good for me. But I've placed 11 bets tonight.
Degenerate.
During baseball season, that's incredible. I partially admire you, and I'm partially worried about you.
Well, the Reds are doing good, so he feels so good about how it's been going lately.
The highs have been high. Yeah,
absolutely. I understand. Yeah, I'm gonna go Spencer Steer. I'm sorry, I'm gonna go TJ Friedel a couple of knocks.
I like it.
I like it. Yeah.
Derek, put the bet down. And
I'm placing it right now.
I knew he would put it. I knew he would. So, Cincy James, you got one more question for Mo before we let him out of here because I know he's been on the air all day. So,
yeah. There's one more, and I think you've probably been asked this before, but favorite moment of the season so far?
Ricky Karcher.
That's a good one.
I mean, legitimately, there have been so many of them, and you could do, and I'm sure somebody will, at the All-Star break, a first half recap and the top 10 moments. But the Ricky Karcher combined everything I love about sports and love about baseball. Humor. His teammates really sort of enjoying the moment for him. Mm-hmm. We've all wondered what it would be like to make your major league debut. Very few of us think about it. Okay, we're protecting a 1-run lead and there's a guy on second base. There's nobody out. Holy hell, what do I do? And the Royals helped him out. There was a pitch clock violation. I mean, he's throwing the ball all over the place. It looked like he had no idea where his fastball was going. He had this goofy grin on his face. But they won the game and they got out of it. And the reaction of his teammates as he did the post-game interview with Jim Day was just the best. And again, this has been, from Ellie's first night to the first homer that he hit to Andrew Abbott's debut to Votto coming back. So many of these just insane moments and just crazy games where the next day you've been like, please tell me you watched that last night. But I mean, heck, Brett Kennedy yesterday, pitching for the Long Island Ducks two months ago, and there he is on the 4th of July, and he gives his team a chance. Things like that keep happening, but the Ricky Karcher game was just fun. And just this guy behind the plate kind of driving me nuts. I mean, it was just a fun night, and they won the game. So that to me is my favorite so far, and hopefully there's many more to come.
Yeah, I love that one. I would say the Dodgers, the big comeback against the Dodgers, was when I was like, oh, shit, this team might actually have it for this season. But, Mo, thank you for your time,
handful of them. There'd been a handful of times where you felt like, all right, this is about to go the other way. And then, the Friday night game against Atlanta when they win 11-10 and Votto hits 2 homers. I mean, just so many games like that this year that have been just so – it's such a fun team to watch. They play such a fun brand of baseball. It's really been a fun summer, and I hope it keeps going.
Absolutely. Mo, thank you for your time, man. You're the man. Everybody check Mo out on ESPN 1530. Where else, Mo? Drop all the plugs before you go.
I got Twitter. Twitter's still around, right? At Mo Egger. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think
hasn't been shut down yet. Yeah.
Okay. Well, until it gets shut down, you can find me there.
All right. Thank you, Mo.
Okay.
Thanks,
See you guys. Of course.
You, Mo.
Yep. Anytime. See ya.
Man, what a dude right there.
Absolutely.
What a dude. Just been on air all day, so to get some time with him is awesome.
Yeah, that was cool. Enjoyed that.
What's going on, guys? I mean, I know this was a Reds show today, but I didn't know.
Well, we were going to switch up and do some Bengals. Well, I had this stuff down here. Yeah, I plan on switching up. But Marissa come down here right before Mo got off, and she's looking for a lighter. So she grabs this lighter, and it's just like, poof, I just get this puff of smoke in my face. So, woo! That'll wake you up.
Yeah, you're ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, and then I don't know if Greg or Joe's going to hop on, but yeah, we are going to try to flip it. But yeah, if you guys want to talk a little Reds for a second, I got to.
Well, here I'll ask Derek this question that I had. There was one more question.
You're asking me a Mo question? Oh,
yeah,
Lord.
yeah. Let's just see what you got. So, do you think that this Reds team has staying power without adequate starting pitching? Meaning, missing guys like Green and Lodolo and having guys like Luke Weaver in the rotation. Do you think they can stay doing what they're doing for the rest of the season if these guys aren't ready to come back and they don't get anybody at the trade deadline?
So I think there's two different answers to that question. Do I think that they can weather the storm? I do, but do I think that they can just keep on knocking these winning these ball games freaking 13-12, 13-11, like just doing it that way from here until all these guys. I think those are two different answers, honestly. But
yeah,
I mean,
have we started to see a difference though? Like I feel like, I mean, even freaking the best pitcher ever, Luke Weaver, had a great outing.
I think that they got in this. I mean,
good outing. I should say. I shouldn't say
chat,
great.
We were talking in the group chat that, and like Mo said, that Kennedy, I had zero. I mean, trust in this guy to come out there and put up a good game, and he came. I mean, they're finding ways to get it done, and that's all you can ask for right now until all these guys get back.
Right. Yeah, it's weird though, because you look at it and it's like, gosh, it's been 27 games of the same thing. That's a pretty big sample size when you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
But something's got to give at some point.
The other shoe has to drop at some point.
Right.
You feel like that. I think that's just the Cincinnati in us, James.
It could be.
Well, it's kind of the same thing when the Bengals go on their run. It's like, hey, that was the first year that we got season tickets. Derek, and it was like, man, this team is so fun. It's so good. You can see the sustainability for the long haul. Mm-hmm. But at what point do they realize, hey, we're still the Bengals that are young?
Yeah. I mean,
it didn't happen. They're just the Bengals that are good.
Absolutely.
And that's what I think the Reds are starting to get.
Just look at it this way. I mean, how many games did it take for the Reds and for the Bengals until you started seeing these seats get completely filled up? I mean, it takes a little while for the Cincinnati to have the trust in the team. But
and Paul Brown Mike Brown didn't just shit all over the entire
fan. That's true too.
Like he didn't drop his pants and say, "I'm gonna shit all over you guys."
Yeah.
Yep. What's up, Big Savage?
Dude, my internet was down last couple of days. I had to when I opened up my box this morning to connect, I saw all these wires. I'm like, son of a bitch.
But so he's electrocuted himself 3 or 4 times. He's on a little electricity high right now.
Well, buddy, no, I got high on getting pissed off, banging my head against the wall. But, dude, I got high-speed internet up and running. I'm good to go now.
Nice.
He looks good to go. I mean, he's even got a cat. There's a cat right there behind you and everything.
Wait, what? Oh, that. I thought you said cat. I thought you said cat. I'm like, where?
I did say cat. I was trying to get you to get a little scared there.
Spicey's behind you.
I'm just glad I got it all taken care of is all I can tell you.
Yeah.
All right, so now we get to rapid fire questions about the Bengals to Cincy James.
Oh gosh, just to me, huh?
Well, mainly because we've all been on this show so many times, so we get to just all take turns. Rapid
You're the
fire
guest
questions.
now.
So, who was your favorite draft pick?
God, I love Charlie Jones.
Chuck Sizzle.
Right position, wrong player.
I really love Charlie Jones.
Yeah.
Is he my favorite? He's top 2, probably.
He's your favorite. He's your favorite. It's okay. He's allowed to be your favorite.
But
Brad Robbins, that mustache. Come on now.
I'll pick an offensive and a defensive. Offensive, Charlie Jones. That's my first pick. I know I'm going against Big Savage over there, but defense, I'm gonna go with Battle.
Jordan Battle.
Mm-hmm. I just think coming out of that system, I think he's probably ready now, and we just don't see it because he's not getting the run yet. That's my personal opinion. I could be way wrong on that, but that's the way that I feel about it. But he's probably my favorite defensive player that we picked.
And we kind of didn't see a safety coming, so it was kind of like a double little surprise with it. And then it was like everything about him, 4-year starter at Bama, leader, just everything was like,
and it's taken a while for me to come to that realization. Like at first, I'm like, why did you pick a safety? That's kind of a weird pick. Like he was a great player. It's just why did we go safety? We kind of picked several safety, or we've got several safeties. In free agency, it was just kind of weird that we went that route, but hey, I'm all for it now.
BPA.
Yeah, apparently they were just like, hey, we kind of liked him in the second, but we were obviously wanted a corner in DJ Turner, DJ Burner, Juan Drago, whatever name you want to give him. The man's freaking super fast. But yeah, rapid fire, Greg. Fire him a question.
Wait, what now?
All right, Derek, you go.
That was almost rapid.
All right. Before August, so before the end of the training camp, did Joe Burrow get signed? And if so, is he the only one?
Ooh.
Good question.
Gosh, it's seeming more and more like no. Like it's almost like he's waiting for Herbert in a way. The optimist in me will say he's going to get signed. Logan Wilson's going to get signed. T. Higgins is going to get signed. They're going to do it all at the same time.
You get a prize. You get a prize.
Conference. That since they all were drafted in the same draft, it'd be neat for them to do something like that. Realistically, it seems like no. But the optimist in me says everybody does.
Yeah, and I think they will, but I think even if it doesn't happen, I mean, I don't have any worry at all that Burrow's going to get signed. But
what Greg's still thinking? Rapid fire question, James. Could you pull off the white crochet shirt, bro?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
The answer is absolutely not.
No.
I could not. I love the question, but no, I am not a svelte looking dude like Joe Burrow. Can't do it.
Man.
All right,
Rapid fire, James. Who's the starting right tackle? Start the season.
Jonah.
Who's the starting right tackle week 9?
There you go. That's the real question.
I hope it's still Jonah because hopefully that means two things: that he's playing well and he's not injured. So that's but yeah, I'll say Jonah for both.
La'el Collins begin and end this season on this team.
He's not that expensive. He'd be hella depth. I'm gonna go with yes.
When did you become cool and hip since the last
Hella.
time you were on this show? Saying things like hella.
it's the bandana is what it is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yep, that's it.
It,
Rapid
that's
fire,
just-
Derek. Rapid fire.
Rapid fire, man.
You guys
Let's
suck
see.
at this.
Who would you if you were to place a bet on MVP? Would you go with
Always
Joe
goes
Burrow?
back to-
yeah, I would go Joe Burrow.
And if so, how many touchdowns does he have to get to secure that MVP
Passing?
I'd say 40.
passing?
I'd say 40 is probably that number. He's been
He got 30.
He had 35, I think.
30 was it 35? I can't remember exactly how many last year.
yeah. He's been close in 16 games the past 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you give him another game. Other games get a little more offensive as compared to
Starting the season healthy.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So, you know, I look at that 40 mark as really attainable, and he is the pick for me for MVP. I could see it being close, but
More rapid fire. What's your thoughts on if T. Higgins gets signed? When does it get signed? How much money is it?
Realistically, I think it's next year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's this year. But the
Does he get the
optimist in me
franchise
says,
tag next year?
do
Mhm.
what?
Does he get the franchise tag
Probably.
next year?
Probably.
First. Like,
Well,
I
no. I think he'll get signed. I think they'll go the franchise tag route, and then they'll get a deal worked out.
Yeah.
Rapid fire, James. Is this DJ Reader's last year here in Cincinnati?
Oh,
good one.
Oh my gosh.
We talked about this a lot.
Do I want it to be?
No.
No. Do I think it is? Probably.
Sadly.
He's
He's going to get a lot of money.
He's going to command some money.
Mhm.
So
3-4 year
Bengals-
deal is my fear. Like,
well, yeah,
Mhm.
and you got to look at it this way: the Bengals are wanting to sign T. Higgins and Joe Burrow and Logan Wilson and Chase next year. Where's that money coming from? If they're signing these guys, where's the money coming from for DJ Reader? I just don't know where it's coming from.
Derek playing with his microphone. We had another rapid fire. What week does Jordan Battle take the starting safety position, James? Let's go.
Ooh, from the chopster. I'm going to go with week 6.
6. I like it.
Yeah. We don't have a bye week, right?
So
week 7,
week
right?
7's the bye week. So
Okay,
you think he'll go into it without it, or
right before the bye week? Then he's going to have the bye week to refine his skills and watch his tape. It's a good answer.
There it is.
Mm-hmm. Rapid fire, James. Who gets in the Ring of Honor this year for the Bengals?
Another good one.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to go with Lamar Parrish and Ocho.
That's what I want. That's what I think is going to happen now.
I think that's most likely. I
didn't vote that way. I voted Lamar Parrish and Dave Lapham, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But
gosh, I'm trying to think.
Trying to get some older guys in there first.
Yeah, no, Bob Trumpy, you could argue.
Yeah,
I went for the Trumpster. I don't know if he really wants to have that name, but that's what I call it.
All right, rapid fire. Does Cheeto walk in free agency?
Yes.
Ooh, that'll hurt.
If this is another DJ Reader situation,
I think it's more likely than
it's more likely.
If he had the Pro Bowl year, like we all think he can.
But look at the investment they put in. You know, they like DJ Ivy, they like DJ Turner, Cam Taylor-Britt. It's a second-year player.
How much longer do we have Hilton?
One more after this.
One more.
Okay. So the answer is probably
right
for me. I hate that he's turned into a. I don't remember him being this good in Dallas.
Not even close.
Yeah. Like he is. When we signed him, I was like, okay, this is cool. He's got some experience. Let's see how he does. And then he just blossomed and turned into an absolute stud who national media talks about some too. Like, hey, this Cheeto guy's he's legit. So, but yeah, he's probably gonna walk, unfortunately.
James, is one of the Bengals tight ends to start the season still on another team right now?
Rapid fire. You got to say
rapid fire.
Yes. Actually, no. Hold on. No, let me back up.
Starting tight end or
any backup doesn't matter.
Do we have a 53-man roster spot for somebody not on the current Bengals?
Yeah.
Hold on. Here's
yes, and his name's Eli Apple.
For a tight end?
No. He said, do we have a starting or a roster spot for anybody that's not on the 53-man or however exactly you said?
I know, but Greg's was tight end.
Yeah.
So my thing is he's not on a team at all. He was on the team last year, Mitchell Wilcox.
Yep.
That's who we're going to get.
Yeah.
And he's not going to be expensive. He knows the system. It's going to be an easy plug-and-play type game.
He'll stay on the 53, whether he beats out Drew or Aussie.
Oi.
You know what? I was going to say I could see Eli Apple making the 53, but I could see him actually being a practice squad guy. They bring him in, and I think they will.
Well, Derek, you got to say rapid fire. James, does Eli Apple end up on this roster?
Whether it be on the 53 or practice squad.
No. I don't think he would go to a practice squad, personally. I think he would just sit rather than be on a practice squad.
Rapid fire. How much wood could a woodchuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
7.
Good answer.
Rapid fire. Yossi Vosh is on the 53-man roster at the start of the season.
Yes.
There we go. That's all I need to hear.
Okay, rapid fire. Yossi Vosh active for any games in the first 2 or 3 games of the season.
Rapid fire, Dale. Shut the hell up.
That's not a fucking question, Greg.
Big savage.
Greg says, with all due respect.
With all due respect.
Here's how he makes the active roster. He falls out for special teams.
And somebody gets hurt. Gets hurt.
Yeah, that's how he gets it. So, do I think that'll happen? He could ball out because if I remember right, I heard somebody. Gosh, who was it talking about it? Was it Darren Simmons? Somebody talked about how him on special teams, he just had that explosiveness to get down the field.
Mm-hmm.
I know the wide receiver coach was impressed with saying he's farther along than what they thought too. Like he come in, they thought he'd be more raw and need more time and work, and they're like, oh, he's a little more polished than we thought in his route running and everything else.
Yeah, I don't remember who said that, so don't put it out there and be like, Cincy James said, Darren Simmons said this.
You're also in a rapid fire. You didn't know you were doing a rapid fire. I'm waiting on more questions from the chat because I'm kind of running out of rapid fire, but it's
I know.
All right, how much money would you rapid fire? How much money would you put on the Bengals to win the Super Bowl if it was Derek's money and not yours?
If it was Derek's money and not mine,
Yeah.
I would.
My money's already invested on it.
No, you may need to.
Not all your money.
Add more? Okay.
Not all your money.
With your Reds winning, you may.
Yeah.
How big of a college fund do you have right now for the kiddos?
Honestly, that's about 0 millions. I need to get on that.
0 million? Yeah.
It's all gambling fun. He has gambling fun and fuck them kids.
I'm working on it currently with my Reds betting. That's the college fund. Yeah.
Gambling fund
it's getting
here.
up there. It's moving its way up.
Gambling fund here. College tuition fund here.
It's all the same.
This being 0.
Yeah, 0 million. All right, rapid fire. Who is your defensive MVP of this upcoming season?
Defensive MVP. Let's go CTB.
For the Bengals. Obviously.
Let's go CTB.
I like it.
CTB.
The way he played in those playoffs, he was shut down.
Juice Gang. That's right.
Okay. Dale, permission to include some Reds in this rapid fire.
Sure, go for it.
Rapid fire, James. Obviously, that Arizona kid's going to win Rookie of the Year. De La Cruz will probably come in second. Who'll be the next run in line to win Rookie of the Year behind those two?
Say the names
So,
again.
Rookie of the Year is probably going to be that kid from Arizona. The De La Cruz right now is the second favorite, but 3 others are Reds behind him. Who would be besides De La Cruz? Who would be the Reds Rookie of the Year?
Right now, it's Spencer Steer.
Yeah,
and personally, I don't think it's close because he's been up all season. The next 2 guys for me would be, I don't know if I would throw Abbott in there just yet. He's only pitched 6 games. He's been great, but I don't think I could include him in there yet, and that's why I kind of throw Ellie out.
Right?
I see it.
Yeah, that's why I kind of throw Ellie out too, because he hasn't done it for a long period of time. So you're probably talking Spencer Steer and Matt McClain.
Yeah.
That's the 2 guys.
Fair enough.
Behind.
Now, who is the guy from Arizona that you're even talking about? Because
I forget the kid's name, but they say he's the clear favorite to win Rookie of the Year. He's just tearing it up. But like Mo Egger talked about it like Friday, like he's the clear favorite, but like the other 3 or 4 guys are all Reds.
I'll tell you real quick.
I was gonna say because I don't watch anything but the Reds when it comes to baseball.
Well, James, when we go to the baseball game against Arizona, we're going to see him plenty.
We
So, yeah.
are going to see him. Corbin Carroll.
Yeah,
his name. He has played in 2 less games than Spencer Steer. They are batting the exact same, 292. He does have 24 stolen bases compared to 9 for Spencer Steer. They both home runs, 18 for Carroll, 14 for Steer.
Yeah.
Spencer Steer has more RBIs. He's got 5 more. He's got 1 less double. He's got 4 more hits, and has scored 15 less runs.
Mo made it sound like he was a breakaway lead right now. I mean, that's not too far off.
Well, it's the stolen bases.
Yeah, the stolen bases.
The stolen bases and having 4 more home runs on top of
it.
So
his
power and the speed aspect.
Yeah, that's true.
His slugging percentage is 52 points higher.
Okay.
Than Spencer Steer. That's a pretty big gap when you look at it.
I guess so.
But I mean, he's good, really good.
Rapid fire. Next week, who do the Bengals select in the 2023 Cincinnati or supplemental NFL draft?
Who's in it?
I don't know.
I have one name in that.
I was just looking up. There's 2 wide receivers in there.
All right, James. The answer's easy.
Former Jackson State wide receiver Malachi Weidman and former Purdue wideout Milton Wright.
That's the only 2 players in it?
That's the only 2 players that I saw, just real quick.
Not on that list.
Yeah, none.
I don't even know, like, do they pick 28 still, or how does that even work?
I have no idea. Supplemental draft is not my forte.
No, and I only remember we got Willis the one year, like we spent a 3rd rounder on him. I think Terrell Pryor a supplemental pick that the Raiders took.
Yes, he was
when he came out. So
Josh Gordon was.
Yeah.
There's like very few guys ever even that come out.
Ahmad Brooks, I think he was one too.
Yeah, maybe that's who I was thinking of, Ahmad Brooks. Yeah.
I mean, the most noticeable one, remember Brian Bosworth? Well, after he got plowed by Bo Jackson, his career didn't pan out that well.
Plowed? Is this is this a situation like the Rockets guy? Did you guys see that?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, apparently he was plowing his teammate when they were in high school.
Yeah.
But it was like not actually, it was just a video where it looked like he was.
Oh, okay.
It was play plowing.
Okay.
But it's all over the internet, and people are like, "What the hell?"
That's funny. Oh wow, Ahmad Brooks apparently was.
That was the third rounder. I don't know who the fuck I said. I said Willis. I don't know who the fuck that is. I was thinking Ahmad Brooks.
Yeah, we didn't resign him, and he goes and becomes like an all-pro for the Niners along with Justin Smith, who also leaves us.
Willis is the guy we drafted in the third round, I think.
Yeah, the kid from Kansas State, yes.
Yeah.
I had an awkward meetup with him. I said, hey, I follow you on Twitter. He's like, I'm not on Twitter.
It really sounds like you're talking about compensatory picks.
Yeah.
That's
what it is.
Yeah, that's different than supplemental draft, right?
No, not Ahmad Brooks was was whatever this fucking draft is.
Yeah, supplemental, yes.
This is basically guys that weren't eligible during the 2023 draft, and then
or they didn't choose to be eligible, and then certain circumstances happened between the draft time
and some of them have to do with like if they have a rough background or rough past or something like that, and then they wouldn't allow them to be in the draft.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, wow.
G. Smith. Yeah, it's always good when we get some new faces and names in here,
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So
they might not even,
G. Smith.
according to Fiji, they might not even make a pick this year because if that's the case.
No, it's like the pick would be for the next year. So, like, if you said, okay, I'm taking this guy in the fourth round of the supplemental draft, then you are giving up your fourth round pick for the next draft, obviously, because this draft is over.
Right.
And I don't think, like, I think they've got like 89 players on the 90-man roster right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They're just waiting to add Zeke for.
Yeah, one guy. Hashtag Zeke Natty.
Zeke Natty.
Dude, Dale, I got something planned up when that happens, man. It's going to be epic.
I don't think it's going to happen, Greg.
I was going to say, you say you do, but then it won't happen.
Rapid fire, Greg. How much money
Greg?
would you, how much money would you put on the Bengals picking up Zeke?
Realistically, $5.
Derek's money.
Derek's money. I was going to say, I got one for you back, James. It's actually about Derek and all that because it's a conspiracy question. I'll just throw this out. Is Derek related to Kirk Cousins?
He does talk about Kirk Cousins a lot.
Don't diss my man, all right?
Are you asking if he's cousins with Kirk Cousins?
Yes, he's cousins with Cousins.
Man, if I was, I don't think.
Are you originally from Alabama?
To be a Bengals fan.
Are you originally from Alabama?
Negative Ghost Rider.
Oh, okay. Then no.
Okay.
No.
He wants to fuck Kirk Cousins too much to be his cousin.
Yeah, that's right.
That's why I said.
if they're from Alabama.
I know. I picked up what you were throwing down, James.
Oh man.
Any more rapid fire? I'm ready. I'm good.
No,
we got you
rapid fire. Are you gonna win the fantasy league this year?
Yes, I am.
All right, rapid fire. Who is going to have the best performance as a rookie for the Bengals, offense, defense, or special teams? See, I threw that out there, so maybe my guy could get some love. But you got Miles Murphy, you got Chuck Sizzle, who's a returner. You got
that's an easy one.
I think there's going to be more
Brad Robbins.
I think there's going to be more flash with Chase Brown.
Yep. Thank you.
I think he's going to be because he's got that home run threat possibility, taking a 5-yard screen to the house. Like he's got that type of potential. Brad Robbins, if he wins the starting job, could just be a weapon. And so he could be not the flashy guy, but he.
Oh, you're saying if he wins the job because you had Drew Chrisman on Rally Around the Natties, so you have to say if he wins.
I got to be politically correct.
Check that show out, everybody. If you have,
do check
Please
that. That was a great show.
Listen, it's hashtag Drew Dash, hashtag Drew Crew. In case you're wondering.
Hey, he's
You're
going
part
to
of
have a
the
great
Drew
career
crew.
making content on the internet, but Brad Robbins is my punter.
He's really good at it. Like, have you watched
He
his
is.
stuff? Like, it's actually
He's good.
It's solid.
Yeah.
But
It's
Brad
no knock
Robbins-
on Drew as a person.
yeah, Brad Robbins could be like he could turn into a weapon.
Mhm.
Like with not only his hang time, but he didn't have any touchbacks last year, right?
No.
I know.
I think it was 16-20 inside, 16 to 20 kicks inside the 20 with 0 touchbacks.
Yeah, like that's a weapon right there. Yeah, I see that.
There we go, Porky.
Don't laugh too hard, okay? We don't
I'm
want
trying not to right
bust.
now.
That's what my. Well, hey, full disclosure before the show. This is not a rapid fire, but before the show, I'm trying to say that you guys make me not want to get fixed. You know, and I said
But
Freudian slip. I said to James, I said these guys make me not want to get circumcised. I didn't mean to say that. That's what came out of my mouth, and it's true.
I got taken aback a little bit. Like, huh?
Yeah, it's. I don't know what's going on with it, but it is not pleasant. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
And I got this. I had the procedure done in March, so I don't think it has to do. I mean, I guess it probably has to do with that, but
I mean, maybe not.
could.
You can't rule it out.
yeah, it is not comfortable.
Yeah. It's like you got 3 now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
Well,
Rapid fire.
maybe 2 because they were never big to begin with.
Rapid fire. Who's been your favorite interview on Rally Around the Natty? And why is it me?
Ooh, pick a favorite.
We're talking favorite, Dale.
Rapid fire. Who's your favorite child?
Right.
God, man, don't do that.
Favorite interview. Well, Matt with Cincy Hat was amazing.
Yes, it was.
He was great. Every question you had for him, he was quick with his answers. He knew exactly what he was going to say. He had funny stories about him and Ted. Like it's Matt and Ted's Excellent Adventures is what it is. So
I was just
I like
thinking
that.
that.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's good.
yeah, oh, I know. Well, Matt was awesome. We've had a lot of good people on.
I know.
Hal
That's what I was
McCoy.
gonna say.
Al McCoy was
Hal
awesome.
McCoy. It was like a childhood
Yes.
dream to be able to talk with him because I mean I've read his stuff forever. I got to meet him in 2015 at a Reds game. He was just walking through the concourse, just walking around, and I just walked up to him. I was like, all the guys I was with, I was like, dude, this is Hal McCoy, and they're like, who's Hal McCoy?
Okay.
I'm gonna go talk to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
fuck
walked
you
away.
guys.
I walked away from my buddies and I walked over to Hal McCoy and started talking to him, and he gave me a pen, and it had his name on it. He just gave me one of his pens, and I've got it in here. But he
Love
was
you, Chop.
he was awesome. Gosh, hold on.
I'll say-
Reggie Williams.
Reggie Williams was awesome. I mean, that dude, every question you asked him and all that, he just loved talking about his playing days.
Well, James, now you're just going through everybody that's been on your show.
No,
Yeah.
You're filling at this rapid fire. You
James.
think about it. I'm going to do the same thing now to Derek. Derek,
I was
rapid
going to
fire
say,
has been your favorite
James,
on ours.
the correct answer is the next guest we have on is going to be my favorite guest.
You could be the next guest, and that's bullshit. You would be fucking terrible. You'd be trash. Derek,
man.
rapid fire for Derek. Derek, as James thinks about this and looks through his guest list. Derek,
No, I
who's
mean,
been your favorite guest on Bengals and Brews in the 15 months we've been doing this show.
I don't know because every time you guys have somebody awesome one, I'm not able to be on.
That's not true.
No, Ted and Matt were fantastic. And
That's the most recent.
I don't
You can't-
think that
you-
that I was going to say I don't think that's recency bias. They were actually really great.
They were.
Oh man, I don't know. Honestly, I would have to say probably the Brits I mean, I didn't get to spend a whole lot of time with them when they were on the show, but just to have them on, their personalities were absolutely incredible.
I was like, were you even on?
I wasn't on that
Joe
show.
that did that interview.
You said Bengals and Brews, and just listening and watching that one.
Like, okay, your favorite, so that's fine. Yeah. It could be without you on it. That's fair.
Yeah, they were.
My brother
really,
said
really good.
Shane Graham or Gary Owen, but I
Gary
can't. I can never.
Yeah.
For me, I'll answer it. I ain't a bitch. I'll answer it. It's still Clark Harris.
Clark Harris.
Hey, and the first time we had him on. No offense, James, in there. No offense, you little bitches.
With all due respect.
With all due respect.
Not me.
No, it's because, man, dude, okay, so I'm like trying to get Clark up there like 3 times, and it gives us like 3 hours, and it was insane. And like I was hammered because that Portsmouth Pilsner is a very strong fucking beer. So I'm like, I'm hammering it down, thinking like, this 1 hour, and I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna get off here after. No, I have to tell Marissa, like, can you go to the store and get another 12-pack? Like,
it's funny
listening.
It's funny listening to the first part of because we broke it up into 3 parts, like in the podcast version. Listening to like the first hour, and then listening to like the last 30 minutes. It's 2 totally different shows.
and it's no knock on any other guests we've had on. We've had so many that are so amazing and so fun.
Absolutely.
And the Goodberries alone, like, who've come on so many times.
Yes.
We've had so many memorable times with them on. But there's something with that Clark that was just so, like, unexpected for me. Like, and the anticipation of that was our first player. Like, it's just, I don't think I'll ever be able to top it because of the way it turned out. And it's just going to always be special for me. It's like, your first time.
Until we have Cal out of mine.
No, fuck you.
I've got mine. Okay. And I've thought about it, and my reasoning why, before the show, this particular person hopped on like 5 or 6 minutes early. We start chatting with them, and this person gave 1 to 2 word answers for everything. And we were like,
oh crap.
Oh my goodness, this is going to go awful.
Yeah.
This is going to be horrible. Then the show starts.
Go live.
Reggie Williams.
Oh my God.
Brings it. And it was amazing. He recited poetry on here.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Did it word for word. Had it, nailed it. It like I was ready to run through a wall. That was also our first player, or former or current, to be on the show. Reggie Williams, after thinking about it, is the number one for me.
That's me too.
I've really enjoyed, but that one with everything that's involved in it,
is
really awesome. Especially going to be a
the cool thing about Reggie was he was actually promoting the show on Facebook when he was coming on. Yeah. I mean, like he promoted everything on Facebook. He was commenting. He did a hell of a job.
Greg, don't think you're getting out of this either. We put the rest of ourselves on the spot, so you got to answer too.
I got it.
Anybody in the chat that wants to answer as well, like my brother said Shane or Gary, Stranger Thing, Clark, it was just different. Anybody else like your favorite episode of our show to this point?
Rapid fire, Greg, your favorite guest.
Yeah, Greg.
Since James named everybody on the show. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, I'm recording good, but I'll name one we did not bring up. James Rapine. I've always
Santori.
I've always called on James Rapine's shows so many times and all that. So I changed my name to Greg from Madeira because I'm so used to like hearing him say Greg from Madeira and all that and stuff because I called it every time he's hosted. He knows I get a little fired up at times, but no, James Rapine was awesome. It took us a while to get him on, but when he got on, it was so cool to have him on. So James,
basically, what I learned
it took us 3 years to get James Rapine to come on the show.
What I learned from this is Drew Chrisman ain't shit.
Listen, no.
And Rapine's only stipulation was Orange Arrow was not allowed to be on the show.
No, Drew Chrisman was great. He was able. At first, he was only going to come on and give us 10 minutes, and then we got him on the show. He had a little fun. He's like, "No, I got a little more time," and he doubled it to 20 minutes, and that was awesome.
That's always awesome. Yes, that's always awesome.
Everything that he's done is really cool.
Yes.
Getting like
wearing the Uncle Sam costume.
Oh my god, awesome! I said 4th of July.
Oh, that's good.
I love it.
He was great, but
and to be doing all of this, like everything he's been doing on top of trying to get ready in his dad's fireworks shop. I mean,
yeah,
the guy. It seems like the guy literally has no time to do anything at all.
I want to thank Matt for this one though. Before we move on, there is the draft.
Yeah, absolutely.
That man, dude, that was a lot of hours that were put in on that. So thank you for saying that.
Yes,
and you can't help but just be yourself most of the time because I was on air for it was 24 hours over 3 days.
Yeah,
he woke up and like, wait, am I still live?
Yeah. All right, we're doing it again.
I'm just gonna say this. I'm a little upset that I'm not your favorite guest.
You're good, especially
you were pretty
this
solid,
fire, James.
I was going to say he was pretty solid whenever he helped me interview
Jeff Hobson.
Butch.
Yep.
He came in clutch there.
You're the favorite guest co-host that doesn't have a co-host title. Greg, you have a co-host title.
God damn it, Dale. Yeah, that was your loophole.
Yeah, you're damn right.
He's like...
I'm erasing that co-host title on my Twitter page, damn it. I'm just kidding.
He's like every Twitter person right now trying to find a stipulation as to why Joe Burrow isn't good.
Yeah, see, I came on here and I put Cincy James at Cincy James 83 because, just in case somebody didn't know. You guys are all like, nah, I'm Derek, nah, I'm Dale, BSG.
Listen, I've had 3,000 followers for like 6 years, so I'm done.
Is that a subtle flex?
No. I mean, Bengals and Bruises got more than me. I mean,
okay, so. Mine still has like James cracked 2,000. And if you guys didn't see, I've been on Twitter. It popped up my anniversary.
Yeah, 14 years.
I've been on Twitter for 14 years, guys. I still have under 2,000.
14 years ago, I grew my first pubic hair.
Show, you know, like we talked about all the fucking people we've interviewed. I still have under 2,000. I don't care. I like it. I'm just Dale, baby.
Just Dale, baby. I love it.
No, this is great. I've had a blast. You guys are the reason. You guys are the reason that I wanted to do something like this, Greg. I think it's the same with you, you know. And then we got the opportunity to come on your all show and to hang out, and then got the opportunity to be co-hosts on Rally Around the Natty.
Yep.
Thank you, Santori and Bengal Dad, for that. And now we get to hang out with our friends doing it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're friends. We're brothers. You know, that's what makes it better.
Can I just say, first of all, Dale and I are absolutely nobody's role model. I don't think anybody wants to live in those shoes, but right. Yeah, we definitely appreciate it though.
No, it is so cool to see some people that come on our show and then have gone on to do their own shows or felt more comfortable to start their own podcast or just do different things, like, you know. And it was always in these people. That's the thing. Like, we take no credit for these people's own talent and abilities. Like, you know, it just it's like, hey, you guys want to come on and hang out with us because we like bullshitting. You know?
They're like, if these two jackasses can do it, anybody can.
Yes, that's what we're most proud of, Derek.
Exactly. Absolutely.
That we set the fucking proof to the world that if two fucking dumb redneck fucks like us can come on here and talk fucking sports, you can too.
Exactly.
Clip it.
You're ready to clip it.
Oh
my God. Well, hey, Derek.
Yeah.
Run down your bets for tonight for the Reds game, because the Reds game will start.
You have 12 of them,
buddy. I'm going to get you a trip.
Yeah, I'll look real quick. I said I've got 11, but that's the total bets. So I've got some Bengals bets in there as well.
Oh, so
okay. So it's not 11 bets for tonight.
That's just
so you lied to Mo Egger. Okay,
I did lie. No. I mean, I got to boost myself up to a guy like that, you know. And now it logged me out, of course.
Hey, you guys should follow David, even though I don't even know what his fucking Twitter handle is.
I follow him.
He's been on there as long as me. He's got 400 followers.
Dale, you want to let the people know real quick about the fantasy football thing that we got going on? While I'm trying to get this loaded up.
Why do I do all the hard work? I have to do this all the time.
You are the main co-host. You're the hostess with the mostest. No, if anybody wants to, just go to cincyhat.com, donate $20. It's a minimum of $20, and then send us a screenshot, and you get entered in the Bengals and Brews fantasy league that we've got going on.
Fantasy leagues,
multiple leagues. Last year we had 6.
Some people are like, "Is it full?" And it's like, "No, it's not full. We'll keep this going for another month." So the more we get, the more money raised for Village of Marici. So,
Derek, how many leagues are there right now filled up so far?
2 full.
Yep, there's 2 filled up right now. We're starting on the 3rd one, I believe. Correct,
Yep,
Dale?
10-team leagues. So we have 2 full 10-team leagues.
So, right now I've got, of course, the TJ Friedel. They didn't have the over under was set at 0.5. So I bet multiple units on that because he was feeling so fancy about it. So I bet more money on that because I figured if he thinks he can get more than 1 hit, I'm going to bet even more on that. So I've got Graham Ashcraft over 3.5 strikeouts. I've got Ellie De La Cruz a double because I think, and that one was plus 310. I had a feeling about Ellie getting a double.
Should have went with the homer. James is feeling the homer.
I know he's feeling the home run. I saw that. But
Ellie Selly, baby.
I've got that one. I've got Jake Fraley to get a hit. I've got Will Benson to get a hit. And I've parlayed the over-under total runs at 10.5.
You've got the whole team to get a hit.
Yeah, pretty much. No. But I've got the over-under total runs to be 10.5 and the Reds money line.
Do you have a big parlay, or are those all separate bets?
They're all separate bets. I tried to make a parlay, but I wanted to get all that done before I got on the show. So
I'm a bit go big, go home if I'm gonna bet like during football season. I love the parlays,
plus 3,000. He's like,
well, we saw TikTok Tyler.
Mm-hmm.
What was his 20?
Yeah, that was
2,800 and
2,800 or something like that. That was a solid bet right there.
That's what I'm saying, man. I'd rather put 10 on a parlay than whatever you're doing.
I mean, I'm making money is what I'm doing.
Uh-huh.
What are you doing?
I'm not making bets, so I can't lose money.
Sarah even, I've gotten so good at it to where Sarah was like, hey, I got all this money on my Betfred account that I won last year. She's like, if you want to start betting on my account too, I'm like, listen, you save that for the Bengals season.
You say that in case I go bankrupt on this other.
Because I need some money to play with. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, we got what, 5 minutes? 5 minutes till they first pitch.
Yeah, we're excited,
roughly,
man.
About 7. Yep.
Be watching the Reds. The Reds win. Derek's gonna go live tonight for you guys.
No, I'm going to go to bed before that game ends.
Derek's gonna be live from his bed if the Reds win tonight.
Ooh.
Mid slapping them cheeks to Sarah's. He's gonna be hitting it, and then he's gonna have the phone here, and he's gonna be like, "Yes, that Reds victory was like." So I won this bet and that bet.
Each time it's gonna be
ow.
Oh, I thought Darth was about to say I may actually watch that one, but he's talking about baseball.
No, I don't think it's a watch party. We legally can't do that.
Yeah.
No.
But good show, guys. Mo was awesome, you guys. I appreciate you coming in. James, we did not plan a rapid fire, but hey, it just so happened to work out, the rapid fire, and it was fun.
Great.
I thought.
Had fun with it.
I thought it worked great.
Appreciate y'all tuning in for what's coming up this week on Bengals and Brews. For the rest of the week, we have 2 more shows, I believe. So Friday, we're gonna try to rank all 32 teams on one of those rankings.
Thank you, Shelly.
Great advice, Mom.
Does that mean he can put his balls in her mouth because it's elevated?
All right, that means
it's a legit question.
Thanks, everybody, for joining us.
But
we were about 15 seconds to.
Greg, we'll probably have game on, and you and Porchop and I, we're going to rank Friday at 3:30 all 32 teams. So from like Super Bowl contenders to potential number 1 draft pick. So we're going to try to do all that. on Friday at 3:30. Then we're going to come back here on Bengals. We're going to come on your back here on Bengals and Brews at 7 o'clock with 3 men and a baby. If you didn't see that graphic, I was proud of it. So it's Bengals captain. It's the Bengals captain. It's Anthony Cosenza, and it's Bengals and Bourbon, and Derek was the baby in the graphic. It was so good.
It was perfect. It was perfect.
So
everybody,
it's going to be a wild Friday.
Go to our merch store, buy some shit. I mean,
buy some shit.
Exactly. We got some awesome.
I got to get that Chuck
awesome
Sizzle shirt.
Yeah,
I got the Chuck Sizzle shirt. It is fire as fuck.
You want me to pull that up real quick so everybody can see the overlay we got? Some awesome stuff.
Yeah, get in there. Get in there, James. You got to get in the free mustache red shirt. Move over. You got to move over. You got to get your head in. Yeah.
There you go. We got some great merch. I mean, you cannot find a free mustache ride shirt anywhere else besides Bengals. Get your koozies. Get all that stuff. Also go to the cincyhat.com. Do your $20 donation to be entered in the
cincyhat.com.
Yep.
That'll enter you into the Fantasy League $20 donation. It is donations. It's not purchasing anything, so I want to clarify that. Mm-hmm. So $20 donation or more if you're feeling froggy and you got the extra cash to spend, it goes to Village of Marici. So, and it enters you into the fantasy football 10-team leagues. We have 2 filled up. We're hoping to get more than ever. We had 60 last year, so we got a ways to go, but, we got a ways to go till the season. Yeah, I know last year we picked up like 2 or 3 leagues.
We really don't have it. We don't have as long as you think because
I know
it'll be around fast. August. It will be around when everybody will be drafting. So I'm hoping to do a big draft party.
Well, I'll put everybody in a group. That's what I did for League 2. We're in League 1. We're in a group. And then League 2, I put a bunch of people in that grouping together. So they all have that, and I let them take over. And then you decide, when you guys want to draft, what works for each league because everybody's different. So, but you work with your other 9 teams that you're in with. And it's all for fun. It's all for charity. It's for good cause. But you will have a chance to win a Cincy hat.
Trifecta.
If you win.
Apparently, Ted said you'll win the trifecta.
Well,
so
no.
We're going to hold him to that. No.
I'm going to say, you're going to win a Cincy hat at minimum because that's what I originally asked Matt about doing. And then, maybe Ted autographs him. Maybe he doesn't. I can't control that. But good chance,
Grab his hand and make him sign it.
Super freaking cool by doing this and doing this for charity is the most important.
Absolutely. Yep. That's the most important thing. Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Anybody want to say anything